Oh, hello. Fancy meeting you here. Welcome. Cool. I don't know. I never know how to start these bloody things. How's it going, guys? Can you guys hear me all right? Is the music too loud or anything, or is it all chilling? Good levels. That's awesome to hear. Well, you know, we'll wait around for a minute or two for like anyone else to filter in, and then we'll get started. But yeah, we'll basically just be kind of continuing on from where we left off last week. Get the invite to the Discord. That's in there. If anyone wants to hop on, like how Wax and Runt did for the last stream, and shoot the shit for a bit or whatever, you're welcome to. But yeah, I don't know. We'll continue where we left off. We have the bases done, and we had the old totally not an elevator in the middle of the arena, and that's kind of where we left it. So the objective for today is to design the bits of the arena in between, and maybe not spend 30 to 45 minutes before I even start designing anything. So I think that would help. Yeah, the viewing deck in the middle. That sounds kind of. I mean, a viewing deck in the middle would actually be really cool. Logistically, like how you get to the viewing deck is like, you know, that's someone else's problem. That's an engineering problem. I'm just designing the arena, bro. Yeah, a better Hobart, but I don't know. Nah, it's not Hobart. It's its own thing. I don't know what you're talking about. I might tweak a little bit with the red base that we had, because now that I'm looking at it, I'll share my screen in a sec. But now that I'm looking at it, the red base looks like really small and like really tight compared to like the other bases. So I might fiddle around with that a little bit, and then yeah, we'll do the bits in between. Cool. I guess I'll start sharing my screen, huh? Where are we? Boom. Hello. Yeah, so I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy, but it looks to me like red looks super, super small and tight compared to like these bases. Like they're like, these aren't that much bigger, I guess, but there's also less stuff in them as well. So I think we need to fiddle around with red a little bit. Wax will come me up at some point. That's awesome. Yeah, because the main reason we did this like little arrow bit going on the inwards towards the base was to try and like mitigate like these cross shots from. We got Joe. Joe's back in Wax. Wax with his small head. To stop these like cross shots from happening. But in hindsight, like they're still totally gonna happen. I think they're still like decent. So I want to try and remove the cross shot and maybe just make the base feel a little bit bigger, because it looks super tight at the moment. So I think the first bit will be maybe, ooh, bloody hell. Moving that guy down there. What's going on there? What is that? Whoops. Move that over there for now. The cross shots won't happen if we put something in the way, which is my plan right now. Just let me cook for a minute. So what do we do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Something like that. And then I'm not thinking a box, but I'm thinking like a T. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that makes the cross shots less, a little bit less again. Still there a bit though. I think there's enough room in there. I feel like that makes the base feel a little bit more, even though there's a panel like right in the middle. I feel like it makes it feel a little bit bigger than when we had that like arrow. Could also put it. No, that's cursed. That's cursed. I already like that a bit more, actually. We'll just commute X. That's cool. And what, that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that enough room? I think that's enough room. The sweep is very quick, though, now that I've done that, actually. And I think that was one of the things I said up here with me notes and stuff. Ability to sweep from one door to the other, but not a super quick sweep. That's a good point, Ron. We did kind of, we were kind of feeling like this, like a good last line here with like a good switch hold. Especially if they're a little bit lankier, is gonna like dominate in here. So maybe you do need a quick sweep. And I do like that there's like a safe little pocket for people to activate. Oh my goodness. And these little bits here. I think that's kind of cool. This looks like it could be collision central though, but I don't know. Just don't, I guess. Just don't run into each other. Small wall off the tee. Where are you thinking to put in a wall, Jesse? Which side? There's 4 sides of this tee. That door is actually enormous, actually. Could we... How big is that? That's like 1, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. That's like 2 meter side. That's a 2 meter wide door. So we could probably... something like that, and then we have like little pockets here. Makes the sweep a little bit longer, but it's still like a relatively quick one. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like a little meter wall. That's what you meant, Jesse? Yeah. Look kind of, it's like a trident as well. That's cool. Yeah, and then you got like these little pocket things. Like if you're, you know, let's say we got Joe and Biden, and they're attacking here. And we got Wax in there, long boy. They set up some kind of pin. They're able to get in, shoot him out, get rid of him. Then your lead attacker could like jump in here and like help cover you as well. It's kind of cool. But do we feel this pin is like even going to be good enough? Because I feel like this person here in like this pinning spot isn't actually gonna have like a very good angle on Wax here. So maybe we have to remove that barrel to give a better angle on like the phaser. Otherwise it's like, it's gonna be really hard to actually hit him. Make the new walls shorter. These ones. They're already only a meter, bro. How short do you want them? Like 50 centimeters. walls too for a bit of pin angle. You're so right. I should angle them inwards. Oh my god. No! I have to make it somewhat original. I think that pin angle is much better. Yeah. I think especially on H2 that player is gonna really struggle to hit Joe. Like Biden's gonna struggle to hit Wax as Joe's coming in. I like that a bit better. And I think the base, like if we put the colors back in now. Oh, shoot. Zip to the back. Oh, that's gonna bother me. Maybe a little triangle or something. Oh, I'll just do this. Genius. To the back. What have I done? What's going on? Well, yeah, so you have the cross shot to try and like mitigate pins and stuff, but the last line can also do stuff like this. Not a very big area. If let's say we'll put who is this? This is now not Wax. Door Defender not Wax is saying like pin on whatever the story is. We'll say from. If Wax gets a come from also not Wax, that is 0 on this door. They have the ability to, they could come around like to this side and like create a different angle that's like much harder to get a pin off on because there's so much distance and stuff. So I feel like you don't need the cross shot to do it. And I mean, I guess there is like a little bit of a cross shot here anyway. It's like a little something something there. I think if the last line's good and they got good comms, I think they'll still be able to like have tools and options to deal with pins. It's not like it's going to be a guaranteed entry. Not that a pin ever like really is. Like if you can make it work. Microsoft Word for my. That's interesting. I heard they're adding layers to Paint, or they already have. Is that true, or is there someone lying to me? I swear I heard that. That's kind of cool. What are we doing? There you go. Make him a bit smaller. And then send him to the back. It bothers me that's poking out a little bit, but let's just ignore it. Oh, what's happened here? My walls come off. Oh, bloody hell, bro. Hold on. I think I can do this, and then it won't bother that wall anymore. To the back. That really bothers me. I don't think I'll be able to fix it there. Oh. Can I? Hold on, can I? To grid? No, can I? Ah. Oh. That's so painful. Alright, we're ignoring it. Excellent. I think that makes red look a little bit... It's still smaller and tighter than the other ones, but I think it's possible. And we have this little pocket thing here as well for a bit of a laugh. Okay. So now the hard bit. Now we actually have to do in between the bases. And I guess there's like, this is what we were talking about with Wax and like Runt towards the end of the last stream, is like you got the kind of the two different philosophies of you have lanes, like separate mids that are like lanes between each of the bases. So you'd have a red to blue mid, a red to green mid, and a green to blue mid. So you could do that and like have like a totally not an elevator in the middle to kind of keep those lanes separate. Or you can go on more traditional thought process, I guess, where the mid is actually the middle of the arena. I don't know. I think I kind of liked having the different mids between each of the bases, because it meant, even though Hobart was not crazy big, it meant you could make plays and like make strategic decisions with your team, and if like depending on which way you went, you could actually make it that it was a little hard to read what was happening, because it's just like the elevator in the middle. Like if you have an actual mid, someone can stand in the middle and they can theoretically just like look around. They can see everything every team is doing and like really quickly like try and counter what they're doing. But when you have these lanes, you kind of buy yourself you got a little bit more time to work with when you make strategic decisions and stuff, which I think I kind of like. I don't know. It can get pretty like dry if everyone's just kind of sitting in the middle waiting for someone else to do something and just like immediately countering what they're doing. It's like, I don't know. That might just be me, but I guess, I mean, we should probably start with the doors. Let's do red. We're already here. So we're talking again with Wax when he was on the stream before about when you set up your doors. What's normally ended up happening recently, whether it's by design or not, is you'll have one door that's like a little more defendable, a little harder to get through the door defender, and one that's like a little bit easier. And you can use that to try and balance the base itself, like the interior of the base. So let's say you have a last line position that's like vulnerable to one door. You could make that door be like the one that's like a little bit harder to get through if you wanted to play it like that. Or you could try and make both of the sides of the door play about the same. That's the other philosophy. But or you could make both of them super difficult and you end up with a really grindy arena, which I don't know, I think that's less fun. But so I think what we were cooking over here was kind of when you've got like on the for doors of bases. I was talking to Runt about this a lot actually. Is things that make doors feel good to play is ones where you have what I would call a 50-50, where you have a structure where like an L, we'll just take this L for now. An L is a structure where if I as an attacker come to the base dead, I can be on one end of it, the defender's here. And a 50-50 is where I can like break line of sight, and now there's a 50-50 chance of whether I'm going to like follow up that way or it was like a fake and I'm gonna like double back. And so that forces the door defender to have to make a decision of, are they going to like, once you break LOS, are they going to chase you around? Are they going to come to this side, try and like either beat you there or chase you around this way, or are they just going to sit there and get shot? If they do nothing, like the attacker will like win pretty much every time. So it forces them to make a decision. I think that's a really cool way of making the door defender actually have to make movement-based decisions. Give them a bit more to think about. I think it's also really good I think it's almost a requirement in an arena if you're playing on trigger lockout. Because if you don't and you just have some really cursed structure, like, I mean, let's picture like the worst door ever. Like, let's say it's something like obviously this isn't to scale, but oh jeez, that's not doing it for me. Hold up. Okay, like this. This would be an example of a door that's like so dry, because every door defender is gonna play in this bloody spot, and you're gonna have to go, like, you have to go to duel them, and they have so much cover. And if you played that on trigger lockout, it would be, that door would be like this position is like almost as good as like a last line position in terms of like how hard you are to deal with. On obviously with no trigger lockout, especially on H2, you know, you can hit phases and stuff, it's like not as bad, but I think it's still cringe. So I think for me, what I want is to have some kind of a 50-50 on both of the doors for all of the bases. A really simple example of a 50-50 is just a barrel, right? Barrels are a really easy 50-50 because it is just like a circular structure. You can go the whole way around. And let's say Wax comes up to duel Biden, right? And he's dead. Let's say Biden is holding like with their right-hander, so they're holding with a height hold, watching on like this side. Wax can, like, as he's activating, like basically put the barrel between him and Biden, and now Biden's in a situation where he doesn't know whether Wax is going to like just do that and then double back, or if Wax is going to commit to like lunging that way, or if Wax is going to like hold the barrel super tight and kind of come around. Barrels are a really simple, like the most pure expression, I guess, of like a 50-50, I feel. So I'm a big fan of barrels, but you can get the same thing with like a structure like an L. You could get the same thing with like what we've seen in the Silverdale arena, where we're going to be playing Worlds. With like an X structure like this. I feel like X structures are pretty cool. You can have the same thing where you have a person here. As soon as they break LOS here, this door defender has to make a decision like, okay, is Wax going to come around or is Wax going to double back? Yeah, I think that's fun. So let's I feel like we haven't seen, I can't remember ever playing in an arena that had an X structure. Like, I think that Silverdale arena was like the first time I ever saw it, but it sounds really fun. Has anyone else played in an arena that has X's? Or like, Runt, if you're in the chat, like you played that Silverdale arena, how did the X's feel in terms of that, what we were talking about on like Messenger the other day about like how you set up a door? Yeah, so let's put an X over here. That sounds cool. And I think the placement of that's actually totally fine. There's like enough room here, enough room up here, enough room here. There's a little bit more room here for people coming out the reload and stuff, so I kind of like that. And it's a position where the door defender realistically would be hovering in this pocket here. And they're able to hold that position and have vision on the door so they can keep up like good comms. I think that's something that can make a door feel really shit, is if... Because I think, for me, the main priority if you're a door defender is to be able to have vision on the door so you can comm it effectively. But if all the spots where you have vision on the door are like, make it really hard to exist or make it really easy to get sniped and stuff. I think front door of green at Aubrey Prenuts 1 was an example of this. That door can feel like really crap to play. Like the Aubrey front door green, for you to be in a position where you can see people coming to your door and like comm them effectively, like early enough for it to, like, for your last line to be able to react in time, you had to be open to like 70 sight lines. It was pretty cooked. And that's just not fun, like just being a comm bot. That sounds a bit funky, but anyway. So yeah, I think having some kind of a structure to play with is cool. So let's put an X on that door. And let's put an L over here somewhere. Where should we put it? We should put it... I want there to be room for people to come out the reload and stuff. So there should be enough room from the door. So let's just say we do something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that bothers me. Oh, why? Oh, we're good. We did it. Oh, not quite. No, that's cringe as hell, bro. That's messed up. That's messed up. Whatever. Whatever. Why is it like that? Oh, okay, it's trying to line up with like something over there. Can I turn off this like snapping to the... Can I turn off guides? Is that will that fix it? I think that's fixed it. What have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's fixed it. Guides are annoying. So where can we put this L? I think it's hard to have it oriented this way and have enough room. So let's group it. And we let this the other day. We can do this on this program. That's pretty cool. I think this makes not much sense. It's the only real, because you can't really like play in here. You're just gonna get shot from like anywhere from sweep. So you'd have to play on this side, which makes this area really cluttered. But also means it's kind of cringe, like you, I don't know. For you to deal with this person, you have to cross, like we have this like threshold here where the last line can like see you. What color? Let's make this. What's color we haven't used? That. Okay. So we have this area here where like the last line can shoot you. For you to be able to deal with this door defender, you have to cross this, so you'd have to be dead on the way and shoot them, right? Like you have to come to this side of it, which now means you're like stuck on this side. You know what I mean? Like you can't go back to this side without then getting shot by the last line again. I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, you can't activate on this side while this door defender's still up. So you have to cross over to them to beat them, which then means you can't go back without being shot by the last line. Which I don't know if I like or not. Put that away. Barrel on the end of the L. I mean, yeah, it looks cool, but it doesn't really change anything. We still have this same problem. I'm being spammed messages. What is going on? Nothing. Okay, so let's rotate it a different way. Let's do... Oh man, how's this? We have the same problem. I don't know. That's not enough room. Yeah, that's a bit better. Depending on what like this side of the arena looks like in terms of snipes onto this could be a bit cringe for Joe, but I don't know. It's hard. better. So you can sit on the end of the L here. Maybe give him a bit more cover, like ungroup that. Can I ungroup that? I can. Woo! Put like something like that. You got a little pocket thing. But then I guess you have the same issue I was saying before, where you have to cross this threshold. But I think that's kind of unavoidable, I guess. This looks like it could be fun. You got like a... Yeah, I guess as an individual, it would make attacking this base from this side really hard. Because, like I said, you have to cross... You have to be on the left side of this, like, threshold here. Oh my goodness. As an individual, it would make getting into this base from this side, because you're, like, stuck on this left side of the door now. But if you're, like, working with a teammate or something, I guess it's okay. You know, got a 50-50 to deal with Joe, and then that person could be a pin person, and then maybe you have someone that was, like, waiting to activate on the tight side, or they've come from, like, sweep or something, like they've reloaded, come through sweep. Where does this wax come from? Who's this? First person to ask for it gets to be this named player. That's what I should have done this whole time, instead of Joe Biden wax. Who wants to be small green fella? Sean, done. Buggin. Eugene. Cool. I kind of like that. I think that's totally fine. I think so long as... yeah, Joe can't be really easily sniped from, like, some lane down this way. I think that'll be fine. But I think some snipe is probably good as well. It being, like, a pretty good position to, like, no one can get through this door if Joe is still alive. You know what I meant? Whereas Biden on this side, like, you could, especially with no trigger lockout, you could theoretically just, like, run past, shoot him as you're running in, and then run all the way in. So this X door is, like, a little bit weaker. I might move it a bit closer, actually. Yeah, that looks good. Who wants to be Biden? I'm renaming Biden. First person gets to be, that says it gets to be little red dude. Seth said me next, please. Okay. No idea. How do I give him a broken hand? I don't think I can do that in that program. No idea. This is the broken hand variant of you, Martin. There we go. Didn't ask for one. Yeah, that sounds like... Axiom, this is you, bro. Axiom. Axiom. There you go. You're a tall fella, you get a bigger model. That's to scale. Sean compared to Axiom, I reckon. Broken hand, no idea is peak, no idea for sure. Who said? I think you should get rid of the diagonal bit. This bit. I mean, yeah, I guess. I think it was more in spirit of. Why did I put that there? Giving Axiom some coverage from people like sniping and stuff. So I guess I'll take it off for now, and we'll see what like the lane between red and green looks like. And if we feel like it needs it, we can always chuck it back on. Alright. I don't know what's going on there. I'll get rid of him. Deleting everything I'm not using. Let's clean this guy up a little bit. We got a barrel to copy paste. We have a silly line of sight thing to copy paste. Get rid of him. I don't want to be a dude. Get rid of those guys. Get rid of Joe in here. And Wax. Oh, my mother is calling me. Sorry, mother, I'm streaming. Hold on, I'll answer. Hey, Mum.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, I'm streaming right now.
Okay, right, bye.
Alright, no worries. Jeez, Mum. Get out of here. Anyway, where were we? Could have that panel south by 2 meters. Still gives cover from snipers, but closer attackers can. Like this one, like could have that panel south. So like increase the size of this. So it's like instead of 1 panel, it's 2 panels. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Coolbands? The angle one. Huh? Change a singular wall in the maze when it's finished. If my mum comes home, she can change something. Who's this? Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hey, it's Wax. Are you home? Are you home now?
I am, but not for long. Put the
Not for long.
Put the L like you had it before, so you can play on the baseline, and you can go to the left of it and watch mid, but you're kind of exposed.
So are you saying like I need to rotate it?
No. So move the right door, the right wall to the left. Oh, yeah, I guess you could just rotate it.
Yeah. I could do that as well.
So you're kind of always exposed to mid, but it's like that's like part of it. Like you can and just make the cover near where the reload was at green at her butt. In a way where you're not completely exposed, but you are exposed.
Yeah. There's a risk.
So there's like some risk to it, and it's just kind of like the door that gets
Shit
a
on
little
a
bit. Because I think there needs to always be a door that gets shit on a little bit. Otherwise, it's just too strong. Bases can be too strong.
As long as it's not too much. As long as it's not like Aubrey front door green
Yeah, that was
level.
terrible. That was. But
That
I
was-
think
that one
with
was
how
awful.
this maze is, I don't think that can happen.
Hmm.
I also,
I also changed red a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Because it felt really cramped.
I think it still feels cramped, but I think it definitely feels less cramped now.
Hmm.
I don't like how there's only one
Um,
barrel, but I do like how it is now with the like
I mean, I'm thinking either like 1 or no barrels. What do you think?
maybe just no.
I think no barrels. Yeah. They take up a bit of spice.
Yeah. There's still like nooks
Um,
and stuff you can shoot in, so there's still more than one shooter spot, which is kind of scuffed, but I think that's okay.
I guess, yeah, as long as like the base is kind of like it was in Hobart, where it's like not actually in there, it's like mounted in the middle, so you could shoot it from
Well, this-
like this pocket, like either side of the pocket. That could actually be really fun. Like if you're able to, we got no idea with a broken hand in there. Eugene comes in, lunges him out, and then someone else comes in and starts taking from there. That could be cool. That sounds really good, actually. Wax, do you want a figurine back? I deleted a bunch of them. Do you want one?
No, I don't, man. I gotta go anyway, but I just wanted to say that L on front door. Just make the cover like okay from long shot, but it's like a risk to be on the left side
Yeah.
of the wall. The only problem is the reload. It's not an issue.
Like in terms of like crowding around the reload.
Just a bit.
Yeah, because a lot of the traffic's going to be going that way
I don't know.
and behind.
I don't know how you can
but
fix that.
Maybe just move it
Alright, have fun.
a little bit. Thanks, bro. Could you guys hear Wax, by the way, or did I just look like a total schizo talking to myself? That would have been awkward. Okay, that's good. Put the barrel in the right side of the base door. What do you mean, like that? Is that what you meant, Jesse? Oh yeah. Alright. I'm happy with that. Other door. What, there? Put the barrel in the right side of the door. This is what you meant, Jesse? Like what sight line? Like the cross shot sight line or what? Or are you meaning putting it? No. I think you meant like that. I don't know if it really last lines of the player sweeping. I guess, but I think you could also just make this wall a little bit. I guess we could put a barrel there. Sure. We like barrels. I think the issue is if you put a barrel here, whilst it limits the sight line, let's say Axiom is in here. We got Fugene in. I need another green player. Who wants to be this other green player? Done. Stonk. I'm trying to think of a clever. I haven't got anything clever for this one. Strong. True. Done. Yeah, so my issue with putting that barrel there is like the more you bring, like the more you have to make this tight person come closer here, the less effective this pin will be because the person's not going to have to reach very far to like shoot you coming in, if that makes sense. Whereas if you come here, like the Axiom in this case will have to reach quite far to hit Fugene, which I think is a good thing. But I guess, yeah, like Front was saying, you could put it in the thing, but then I think there's not enough space in this pocket, so I don't know. I think that's enough room. You could still get a decent pin on that side. Fun little barrel pocket. So barrel on the left of the door, outside wall. Left of the door. What, like this? Is that what we mean? Left of. Deeper to the left. Like this. Is that what you mean? In the wall. Okay, we did it. Yeah. I mean, I guess. This door looks like enormous now, so I might want to. I think I want to widen it a little bit. Oh, go away. Hold on. Let me block those boys. Block them down. It's a very wide door, but I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe a bit more right. Yeah. I'm kind of, what you were saying, Zach, I'm kind of fine with, I feel like the pockets should be very, if you have a pocket like these corners, should be very situational and be like vulnerable to shooting across, like, should just be like a, I don't know, position to catch people out in occasionally. And watch one door, like, okay. Like, better than just, like, being stood in the open. I think that's fun. Anyway, I'm supposed to be doing the middle of the arena. I've been touching up red. We'll leave in red for a little bit. Let's put the guys over here. Alright. So I have my doors. We have a sweep. I think it's fine. It is a quick sweep, but like the last line position is pretty strong, so I don't know. I don't know if I like the sweep yet. It is very short. I don't know if I like it being this short. But we'll leave it for now. I think I like the idea of doing all of the base doors and then filling in the space in between. So let's do that. What's another example of a 50-50 structure? I guess a T. So basically you take this X and you just remove one of those things. And we have another 50-50 kind of structure. So let's do this top one. And we're going to group that so I can rotate it. How good. Is that right? Oops. Ungroup. Oh wow, I'm designing the blue side or back door of Hobart. That's crazy. Back at it again. Do I like that? No, because I'm just ripping off Hobart again, bro. How can we spice this up a bit? Is that what you meant by zigzag run? Kind of like this. I think that's kind of cool. I think I like the idea of it being this way, though. And then what's it? Oh, crikey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So minimum has to be up here, I would say. And they ran one on. They ran one on an angle right door Sunny Coast. Like 2019 Sunny Coast, you mean run? Oh, I have the maze maps here for reference. Oh, right, like that. Oh, yeah, I remember that door playing like okay. I remember this door being crazy, bro. Bloody so chaotic. Yeah, I feel like a zigzag's fine. As long as you have that... Yeah, that 50-50 kind of structure going on. Let's group them again. Let's rotate them a bit. Hello? There we go. We could put a... What did I say I had to be to? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's good. Half heights and bases. Half heights and bases make me sad. I don't know. I don't like half heights, man. I think, as I was saying before, 2019 was probably like my worst individual year I've ever had, and all of those bases had half heights in them. So maybe that's where that's coming from. I don't have a rational reasoning for why I don't like half heights. Other than that. So we're just gonna leave it at that. No half heights for now. We can spice things up with half heights if we need later, but yeah. Okay, so we're gonna let's get the boys. Yep. I need a blue player. Who wants to be my blue dude? Who's gonna be our first blue player? First person to say me gets to be this fella. Yeah, I like that. Too goofy punishing to short. Half heights are kind of goofy sometimes. I feel like they're also punishing to... They're just punishing to everyone. Like, the short players will have trouble shooting people over them. Like, let's say there's a half height inner base and there's someone putting shots on. Like, obviously the short players are gonna like come in bloody trying to reach as high as they can to get someone over the half height, and they just like can't reach it, which is cringe. But then also really tall people, especially like less athletic ones, will say, they're not going to be able to get full use out of a half height either, because they're not going to be able to like bend down low enough and like still be able to move around relatively quickly. So I don't know. I feel like half heights are just a shit time for everyone in one reason or another, unless you're just like average build, I guess, in which case screw, I don't know, whatever. Cool beans. All you, bro. Cool. Lukewarm beans. How about that? There you are. So we have our same thing where Door Defender realistically will probably sit here, or maybe even in this area here. And then if we have Eugene comes a knocking, you know, you can, as soon as you get to here, you've broken LOS, and now Lukewarm Beans has to make a decision of like, okay, is he going to keep following up this way and I just have to swivel on the panel and shoot him? Or is he doubling back and I have to be ready to shoot him? Am I going to chase? Am I going to chase this way? I think that's just really healthy for the play on a door. I think that's all it really needs. I feel like realistically, for a door to feel good, you only need like one 50-50 structure on it. And then that's all you need. Like, you don't need to have like multiple X's or something on one door, you know what I mean? You just need one structure. So we'll leave it like that. And then this one, we got an L, we have an X, we have a zigzag. We could do a... Yeah, you could definitely, if you had the room, you could put multiple structures, like 50-50 structures on a door, but I think you only need one for it to feel good. What do I put on this other door? T could be fun. But I didn't really like, I think the only door in Hobart I didn't like very much was the front door of blue. And I mean, that looks something like, if we group this guy, you know, that was something like this. And I think, if I'm honest, I feel like the front door of blue would have been, I mean, what even was it? It was like that or something. The front door of blue would have been felt a little better. The issue was like how prevalent the snipes were from like green people just like running up and like shooting down like that lane. It made it like really hard to exist on that front door as a defender or as an attacker, and like the third team just snapping you in the back. So I don't know if I like I guess it's different here because it's like less open. We'll start off with a T like this, I guess. We'll chuck him. I think as long as the snipes are like under control, like nothing over the top, like the front door, like a front door like this will play fine. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So it has to be like that. And we have something like that. So we have like a bit more open area here. And then where's lukewarm bands? There he is. That's too long. There you go. You know, I feel like this is a very strong 50-50 in the... Because the way this 50-50 is, you know, you're here, you drop into here, you've broken LOS, now they have to go, okay, am I going to run up this way, or am I going to run around this way, or am I going to stay put? I don't know. Again, I guess it depends what the snipes are like. I feel like if the snipes are really punishing, it kind of removes the ability to go this way. It could make this door feel shit, but I don't know. It could be fine. Maybe that's fine. Could you move a panel blocking the lane shut on the edge of that wall? So like something like, hold up. What's going on with this dude? Hello? What have I done? Oh my god. Block. Okay, what's happening here? Why? Why? This panel does not want to be attached to this bloody corner. Ah! Why? What's going on? What if I delete? Oh, the whole thing's grouped. That's why. That's why it's being a little silly. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, that's a bit better. Wait, no, it's not. Okay, let's just fix this up a little bit. Okay. Well, let me just fix up this blue base a little bit. I think it wasn't lining up with the grid nicely, so it made everything awful. Okay. And then I think, hold on, I think if I could move that out of the way for a bit. That doesn't need to be there, that could be there. Then we go boom. 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 Alright, everything's lining up a bit nicer now. Goodness. Move that up. Oh. Oh. Why? Oh, there we go. Okay, it's a bit better. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, it's still cursed up here. Whatever. Anyway, where was I? A little thing like this to mitigate the lane shot a bit. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man. Oh. What have I missed? Microwaved bins. True. Alright. I feel like... We'll just leave that at that. We have a 50-50 structure on both of the doors at red and green, red and blue. Now we do our structure at green, which is going to be interesting. Hold on, let's... There we go. I feel like this just makes sense. Man, the viewing deck's gonna have a sick view of like green. That's kind of cool. Like you're gonna be able to see like all the dueling that happens around the door and stuff. You're gonna be able to see people running in. Like people will be putting shots on from like the this like flat part of the T and stuff. That's a good view. Adding those walls there stops you from like, you know, shooting like all the way across to someone else. I think that's kind of cool. It is a bit tight though, so maybe we make them angled walls instead. So we 1, 2, 3, 4 like this instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you can put a little like, I don't think you need one that side, but I think you do that side because of like where blue is in relation to green. Make that like, no, that's too not enough room. That looks kind of cool. I like that. And I feel like, I don't know, this base is already going to play super like not something that we'll be familiar with in at least in how most of the Australian mazes are. Yeah. I feel like that door will be kind of fun to play. It's going to be a little bit of like crowding like up here and stuff, but I think there's enough room. Like that's pretty significant. And then this door. Curious, what have they done? Because this was based on like the. If you missed it, this is based on the. Why is there only 2 arenas? What have I done? That's based on the Finnish arena that Runt sent us from one of the Finnish sites. So what do they do with their doors? They don't really have doors. They kind of just have ramps and hallways. That's kind of wild. They must have calves of steel in Finland, bro. At least at this site. Alright. I guess I've kind of just done what they do there with like a little bit of a hallway. I don't know. How would you defend this base with 3? It's my question. Would you have like one person? I feel like you have to have someone monitoring this area. You have your last line. Who wants to be my green last line? Let me know in the chat. And you get to be this guy. And I'll make you big or small or normal size. You get to choose. Excuse me. Wax did die. He's been wiped from the board. Bart will last line. That's awesome. Bart. I remember you being a small fella, mate. So there you are. Hold up. Yeah, that looks about right. There you go. So we got Fart last lining. 2-type scale as well. Yeah. Obviously. Awesome. And who's going to be my third? Actually, I got Strunk over here still. Hold up. Bring Strunk back. So how... Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, how... Obviously, with there being 3 entrances, how you would defend... Actually, yeah, I'm seeing the last line plays like there. I guess, I mean... I guess one person can be in charge of. What have I done? To the back. There we go. One person can be in charge of this lane, I guess. Hello.
I'm back.
Welcome.
Look at the maze map again for this.
Hold on. Let me pull up me bloody. Are you here for a bit or
Like
a while?
15 minutes. Then I get dip.
Well, let me share my screen on Discord so you don't get the delay.
Alright.
One sec. Screen. That one.
I reckon this has to be
Alright.
left open as hell, like a lot of lanes and stuff.
Like the green base.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying just before. Like if you look at the finished one, it's all literally just like hallways,
Just lanes.
and
Which seems kind of scuffed, but I guess maybe for how this base plays, it kind of works.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's what's different about it is you can go around like the whole structure pretty much, right? as
Yeah.
well.
The
Whereas
only
these
thing
ones
is the
you kinda-
reload. It's going to be an issue. Because that seems like a vital thing, like switching. Or maybe not switching between those two doors. Actually, maybe it's fine. Because maybe.
Actually,
maybe,
yeah, true. Like if you
Maybe that reload's
if
just
you what
not directional. Like it's just like you can just go through either way.
you can go either way. Yeah. Yeah, because that's definitely a good point. Like people are gonna want to go. Oh, I don't want to be on this side. Don't want to be on this side. And if they have to die and go through the base first, that'd be a bit cringe. Let's send these to the back as well. To the back. Lock. Yeah. Okay. So I think. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe hallways will be. I think the hallway should be a little bit wider though,
Yeah.
because like the minimum is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Make them one block wider. Yeah. There's enough space over here. Green's kind of just like in its own little island. I think it just make it symmetrical as well.
Yeah.
I'd be so interested to try something like this. I think it could also.
Dude, it looks fun, huh? It looks so unorthodox to what we're used to.
It also could be scuffed as hell. But I'm here for it.
I'm here for it. I think that
You
looks
need to
good.
somehow make this top bit symmetrical as well. I reckon you just make the straight walls like longer. Yeah. The viewing deck being right there as well is Pog.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you're gonna be able to see so many duels happening here. People running in, like people are taking the base from there. It would be kind of
You can
cool.
just those are like the VIP seats. You gotta pay extra for that side.
Yeah, you have to pay extra on your Nats Rego, and you get to use the viewing deck. All right. And what about? Just trying to think like how many ways from like this.
I reckon 4. Make it 4 entrances to like the green
area.
section.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna be putting up 4, you reckon?
I reckon 4 and make it so reload you can kind of sneak around like from either side. So at the bottom there it's just open and maybe not at the top but maybe in the middle more. So like there's like options to do shit. Yeah. Then you can have a diagonal wall and then make the middle entrance like just beneath where the walls in the middle. So move the wall in the middle up, connect it to like the top, but make it shorter. So like pretty much the middle square, yeah, and then that middle square is like the mid entrance, and then have it so that the other. Oh, maybe that's 2. But I think if the reload exiting from the reload has options, it could be interesting. Always seem like not ideal, but I think with how the base works, it could actually be really good. Because a lot of the time, I reckon you could get into this base and kind of be in the base, and no one knows you're there. Or they do know you're there, but they don't know exactly where you are because it's so large.
Yeah, you could be like sitting in a corner somewhere, or
You could just be on the ramp or
Around the
something, and
table.
like someone could be on the other side, top side of T, holding it or
Mm.
some shit.
okay.
No, bring that up. Bring that out.
What you reckon?
So like,
you
so
wanna
you
do
can
that?
exit the reload down the bottom, and you can kind of sweep to the middle one very quickly. You know what I mean? Like, so like you switch, you go through the reload, and then you switch and go on the outside. Yeah, and then you can come through the middle and like try and catch someone off guard. Oh no! Put those together. Put those two walls together. But maybe make it so there's a little more room because it's a little cautious right now. But maybe it's okay. How big? That's pretty big,
Nah.
right?
Nah, that's pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's like the minimum.
Okay, maybe make it slightly bigger.
That's like 1,007. That's like 1,750.
There's just gonna be so much dead space near this green base. It's the only issue.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. Bring up the maze map again. Quickly. What is that? Like, look at the top of red there, right? Oh, that's a wall. They've just got like this weird box thing. Is this all? Can you only go one way, or are these ramps? Oh my god, their legs are huge.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
Wait, how do you
Carved
even
with
get into
steel,
this
bro.
top door? I don't even think I could fit there. That is wild.
He's got like 50 centimeters there. I'm
Holy.
not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, so maybe we should.
What is happening
That
there?
is insane. Even like look on the left there as well. Like there's just a box, like a triangle box. Look what the hell.
Like scares. Hold on, what Runt send something in here. Look.
I reckon.
A big structure on either side of the bottom door.
Yeah, I think leave top door like open as hell. So it's just like the dueling door, but maybe just make it so that these are even further back, and then have it so it's like maybe a barrel or an L or something. Or
I really like the X. Have you played an arena with an X?
no, I mean I heard you talking about it before, and I'm interested to try it at Worlds and stuff.
Silver down.
One up door. Oh my god. Fuck's sake. Every door's an anti one up door these days. Come on.
Jeez. Leave the old men alone. Is that big enough for an X? I don't know if it is. No, it's not big
Hopefully
enough.
we have some barrels.
I'll
You're
put barrels
obsessed with
on there.
barrels. What is this?
I do
Now
like
you just
barrels.
fall in love with X's? Like what's going on?
They look really
Yeah,
fun.
dude. I think it could also be dangerous as well though. But yeah, I'm here for it.
I'm here for it, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's
It also-
enough space. And
My only problem is it seems like if you're like on either side of the X and they're dead, like you kind of have to give up your advantage to gain information, which I'm not 100% keen on, but maybe it's okay.
maybe it's okay. Like if you're a defender in here, and where's my red guys? Where's they gone? Oh, and cool beans. There he is. So you're saying if someone's like dead here,
Yeah, you have to like
you have to
do something to get info, and they have too much freedom, in my opinion, maybe.
yeah.
Which is the
But I
only
mean,
shitty thing.
I feel like so where this specific X, let's say someone's dead here and you want to like find out where things are. I don't think you need to know what's happening on every side of the X, but like you could come down this way to kind of scout out, and you could find out what's happening in like
Yeah,
three
I
of
just
these
imagine all I'm
segments.
seeing is a ring around the rosy where it's like you miss the guy and he just gets into your base because it seems like it promotes like just kind of holding one side of the X and just hoping you guess right / like listening and giving good comms, especially on a door line. It might not be a problem at green, but at red, I think like with the way that the X is, it's right there. if I juke you out, I'm in. I'm shooting your last line. Like they're dead.
Mm.
Okay.
But I mean, I guess that's a case of like if if you don't have no idea the person's there, it's an issue. But if you are juking me out and stuff, and I know that that's happening, you can call it loading
Yeah, that is true.
back or something, and then your last line will be a bit more prepared. You know?
Yeah, I'm interested. In
I
trying
I
it.
do see the issue of like some bloody gremlin like coming dead, hiding here, and then waiting for you to like, you know,
Yeah.
as they go to scout you, like having to
Yeah,
come around
literally.
here, and
That's
they
what I'm
just-
imagining, and
yeah.
then they get in for free. They shoot you as they're running in. They shoot you last line, and then they start taking, and it's just like, it seems a little too free for the dead player, but maybe it's okay. I don't know.
Try walls are fun. It's like an upside down Y. You get to watch.
That is true, right?
Yeah, so I guess if we have a similar thing, that's like a Y instead.
I'm here for an X that's smaller though. I think that is the interesting thing because it's like a barrel, but it's like it's just like there's not as much room to do the kind of the ratty problem, the rat
Yeah.
stuff that comes with the X.
I'm gonna leave an X here, and let's just make it a smaller X. Oh, that seems too small.
Because you can still panel on all the walls. You can still juke well. It's just like those walls are huge.
1, 2, 3. So these are like roughly a meter.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You can panel on all of them.
And then
You can still get
maybe
good
on this
vision.
one we put a Y. Question is where.
Surely the barrel door. We need one barrel door. There's not a single barrel door.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
went into this.
Well,
like,
I have
loving
an
barrel,
I have an X up here as well. Hold up. This is gonna be our barrel door.
but I think that
We're
needs
putting
to
the
be
X
the
here.
X. I like the barrel
Hey?
here because of how contained the fighting is. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, we'll get rid of this X. He's got me. This Y. Oh shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you reckon like oriented like that or nah?
I reckon like the tail needs to be shorter. It's like still a wire, but like the defender has the advantage, but you have options to kind of juke and go back.
I mean, it's only a meter.
Yeah, that's not
It's not
bad.
crazy big. That's roughly the same length. Yeah, it is the same length on all walls. I think I like that orientation. And then yeah, you got
You get shot
you got
through,
strong over here.
which is good. I like that.
You can get shot through. Like if you don't, like you get a sweet comm, but you don't hear it, then they're gonna shoot you in the back.
Imagine the comms for this space. Oh my god, bro.
I guess yeah, you wouldn't even just be able to say
You
sweet,
need like
right? Like you would need to have
A
like
sweep,
this
B
would be
sweep, or
called
like something like
Yeah.
it would be so
Yeah.
AIDS.
yeah. It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be. But
I think a team with really good comms would really thrive in this space, but teams that maybe get away with not so good comms would really struggle.
yeah, maybe that's why I'm so scared.
Yeah, maybe. I wasn't throwing shade. What was I? Alright, barrel door. Where's me barrels? Let me copy paste a barrel from up here. Let's put... I think one barrel's not enough. For sure. 2 barrels is fun. 3 barrels, we're getting a bit
You've got
crazy.
barrels everywhere, bro. It's like a forest. God damn.
Gross.
I feel like you need to kind of decide where these walls are gonna go because I think that kind of
that
influences
plays a big part of
to
it.
where the barrels can
Hold
be.
up.
God damn.
Big fucking roundabout, dude.
That is AIDS as hell. Holy.
Could be cool. I don't know.
Imagine that you're trying to like walk. Yeah.
uh,
See this?
That looks okay.
I feel like you could just, if you just cut this door from where you've got it now, so that the wall is just straight down to the reload, and you have the just a single barrel just in the middle there. Like, I really love single barrel dancing. It's so fucking fun. But we haven't had it in Brisbane in a while, to be honest.
What do you mean like that?
No. So undo that, and then add a wall from that left tip to the like bottom. Yeah, and then get rid of this
Right.
disgusting structure. No. Move
Yeah.
that barrel that's on
Just-
the end to like the tip of Cool Beans' name. Like just kind of. No. Left. Like in the middle. Like it is the.
Oh, in the middle of that
Yeah,
area.
like you. It's kind of more of an open door, but you have the barrel to jewel on.
Yeah. Well, we need a bit more room here for that. So that's only like a meter. It needs to be at least like minimum that, and then that would need to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, minimum like that.
I think that's fine. That little open path. You do sweeping around. All right.
What's this? What's this void though room?
Yeah, this is the hard part. I do have to go now, but I'm keen
No,
to
you're
see
cool.
what the hell you do.
All right, I'm cooking.
All right. Have fun.
See you, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I don't like it. Barrel pyramid in there, maze. That's kind of cool. All right, we'll leave that door for now. I think Wax is right in that we need to start figuring out the bits in between to kind of contextualize the doors. Because they look fine as they are, but like they might be cursed depending on what the middle is. And this is the bit that I really struggle with. Oh, this is hard. Because you don't want to. So we have this lane. We have these lanes between each of the bases, right? But this is a big but. If you have too many lanes, like obviously it's not going to look like this. But let's say you have. Let's say, I don't know, whatever. You have like all of these different lanes. When you go to like push out and like field point and stuff, it makes it like there's too many different ways people can get in, if that makes sense. So like I think you don't want any more than, I don't know, definitely no more than 2 like main pathways, I guess, to get from one base to another. Kick of the M4, that's bloody right, mate. Looks like a bloody highway. I don't know. I got like the. Look at these arenas. For some inspo. Like blue, like there's a lot going on, but realistically, there's only like 3 main lanes that people can get to your base from, right? There was like this one, there was this middle one, and then there was this area. Like one person could be in charge of all of those, right? Red and green. Like green, yeah, you could have one person in charge of like this middle area, one person in charge of this area, and one person in charge of this area. And that was doable. Red, I think maybe part of what made red feel a bit stronger is like you could get away with but there's only really 2 ways in, if that makes sense. Like there's this entrance point here and there's this entrance point here. You know, you could have someone sat on the end of this roach or dart or Siggy is what we were calling it. And they can watch down this whole thing, and like you can't get past without them seeing you. I don't know, it's hard. I feel like the middle of the arena is by far the hardest bit to do. Like Adelaide was an example, like this blue door, there was only like 2 ways. On that one, this one there was only 1 way. Red, there was 2 ways for both. But I mean, I guess like, I don't know. This is definitely the part, like all the arenas I have designed, like for Adelaide in the past, the middle bit is the part that I really, really struggle with. But I think not having, I guess the main objective is to not have stupid long sightlines. And I think a way you prevent stupid long sightlines from like these U-type structures, where you have 3 panels arranged in like this kind of a thing, where like it blocks a sightline and forces a little bit of like zigzaggy movement and stuff. I think those structures are really important for putting in the middle to like break up really long sightlines and stuff, but it's hard. Let's put let's do this red to blue one first. This, I think, will be the easiest. So let's do, to break up like a crazy long sight line here, let's do something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we can go like here. Okay, and then like a panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and then another one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. And I guess you could like mirror it. You could do something like this. Okay. What else can I do? There's only so many times you can do that structure without it being dry as hell. I'm gonna just like copy paste like this whole thing everywhere. Or do we? God, that's gonna be collision central. I think also from a actually building perspective, having like walls that are kind of standalone by themselves is a little difficult. Because you have to like put lots of like, at least how we design, we build our arena, like you have to put heaps of like support struts when you have an individual by itself. Whereas like if you have like something like an X structure that kind of relies on itself to stay up a little bit. Obviously you put support beams as well, but I mean, I can also just do long, like multiple walls in place of just one. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something like this. I mean, I don't hate it. What we have to do is just make the viewing deck bigger. This is Solves all of our problems. Try highlight all green base with 3 walls that were all separate. Like this one you mean, Seth? Like the front door. Yeah, that one. I mean, we've already done the doors. I don't have an issue with the door at the moment. The issue is like trying to do the what's in between the bases. And I mean, I guess also like having empty space probably isn't the worst thing in the world. Like you don't have to have the whole arena be like super mazed up. In fact, that can be sometimes really confusing actually. Like you can have big empty spaces so long as the sight lines are still kind of covered in some way. So let's say, I don't know, I could cheat and do like really big walls actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just like really big sections of walls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just kind of like divide up the arena a bit. We have to keep the viewing deck in mind. We won't be able to see cool stuff as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That could be a bit wider as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be. That could be like that. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing, guys. I'm just throwing walls around at this point. That needs to be. Give them a little bit more room over there. I don't hear that. So we've got these big walls that kind of separate the thing. The only thing I'd be worried about is actually, yeah, that sight line's a bit gross, like through. There'll be some cringe one through there, so that needs to be dealt with somehow. So we could do. Let's do like an angled wall. 1, 2. Maybe shorten that one. 1, 2, 3. What? Yeah, that's probably fine. So you don't have a gross sight line all the way into a baseline. Get some vision, like people like running around this, but like once you get past this bit, kind of safe from snipes. It's kind of cool. All right, I like this. That's good, I think. That's kind of fun. I'm not massively fond of what this looks like. Like that's a pretty bad blind corner. People just can smash each other in the head on, but just don't, I guess. closer. That's kind of fun. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Okay. One, two, three, 4. To give this guy a little bit of cover as well, like someone trying to play on this L. It's like impossible to exist there. That's kind of pointless spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How long have I been making these panels? 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I've been doing 6. I should have been doing 5. Whoops. Whatever. Keep doing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little panel here, maybe could be fun. Also gives attackers like a little staging point to, you know, put pressure on this guy and then they have to move. Could make it too strong for attackers though. We'll leave it for now though. We'll leave it for now. Alright. So we have our... Need a great wall over here as well. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and we could put some guy here. Break up that sight line. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not enough room. I don't hate it. Don't know about the perfect arena, but it's definitely not bad. Excuse me. So we just need to kind of do what we've done here, but for the other doors as well. So yeah, there's a 5 up. Don't know why I started doing 6 block walls, but whatever. They're like a little bit bigger than what a normal wall would be. Normal panels that you buy are like 1200 mils. And if we're doing like one of these blocks is like a meter, then there should be about 5 blocks. 5 little blocks, but oh well. Whatever. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's plenty of room. Move it down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big wall to break up the sight lines. Jeez, there's a lot of room up here, hey. Do a bit of a zigzag down here, I reckon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. Need to break up this door a little bit, so I think. Otherwise, like, we're gonna have some crazy red snipes. Like, they don't have to push very far and get some big sight lines. So we need to break this up a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this could be fun actually. Hold on. Let's do. What have I done? Okay. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Cooking gas right now. We have kind of like a sweep situation that we had over there. Breaks up the sight line nicely from red to here. Like they have to go quite far to be able to get meaningful sight lines. Just we have so much dead space up here, which I don't like. Don't like one bit. Reload up there. I mean, I guess there's. We have these reloads on the back, so I guess there's nothing saying that we can't have more reloads. I don't know. We should put a old school Here's what we'll do. Genius idea. We'll do an old school. What we'll do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. We'll have a wall like this, right? Is that big enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Like that. And there's holes in the wall. So we'll make it grey so you know there's holes in it. And then we'll have a ramp. So this is a ramp. Yep. That just leads to a platform at the top with like holes in it. And you can like shoot down that way. That sounds awesome. In case anyone's wondering, Adelaide Arena actually had this at one point. That's what this thing was. It's literally a ramp up to a dead end with like a landing, and then there was some holes in the wall. That was awesome. The team that won triples in Adelaide 2017 actually played like, I think it was CV. Was it Twinkle's Leper? I think was the team, and they had CV playing in this bloody ramp. So it did get used. A reload up at the top. A ramp up to a reload. That sounds awesome. Oh. And Zamp, you're absolutely right. No one who builds mazes knows anything of what they're doing. They're just kind of making shit up. Welcome, Dossie. This is what you've missed out on, Dossie. Look. We got doors. All the doors are done, and now we're just doing the bits in the middle. And I'm kind of happy with how this red kind of section is. Now we're doing this blue section. What can we do? What can we do up here? I know we're saying like reloads, but like if we put a reload up here, then it means blue has like two reloads, and then all the other bases only have one. So from a balancing perspective, it's not as good. And then if you put them in all of the corners, then green has 3, blue has 3, and red has like one like viable one, which is a bit cringe, if you ask me. like that. So in that corner over there. I guess we could mess around with some barrels up there. We could do like yeah, 6 reload maze would be insane. I think the most I've seen was how many reloads were in Lantern? 1, 2, 3. Was there only 3? I swear I remember there being more. Crazy. We can mess around with some barrels up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put it like a bit more like that. Oh, I've done that. I mean, it doesn't make it any worse, but I don't know if it makes the area any better, you know? At a dead spot in the corner too. Gremlin space. You're so right. What I want is a half height right there. Like a half length, half height right there for some absolute stinky fella to just sit in. That sounds awesome. Nah, I don't know. Don't know what to do with that space. So if you put anything too good here, like, okay, let's say you just have a barrel here, like, and we put. I need another. We're doing blue now. I need more blue player. Who wants to be my next blue player? So we got cool beans in the base. Having a laugh. Having a gaff. Dossie will be a blue player. Okay. Dos boss. We're at a risk where, like, based on how this is, if we put a spot somewhere in this corner, like, I don't know, if there's a sight line from here, like, to, especially if they can see the whole door, that'd be really cringe. Really mega cringe. So you have to be careful of that. Actually, we could do something like a Darwin, like this door here. That was like kind of a dead spot. It wasn't super dead, but let's do something like that then. Let's see how she looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I feel like that's in a spot where, especially if we put another structure in the way, like let's do what they did in Darwin, which was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. There's like an L here as well. Bit of a dead corner, but I mean, you know, attackers can use this to, like, for shenanigans and stuff, trying to catch out. You know, you got DOS boss set up here, and we get, where's my red guys? Axiom and no idea, specifically Broken Hand variant. And, you know, Broken Hand, Seth comes to here. That means this person has to, like, change their positioning, and then maybe that opens up, like, Axiom to do something as well. So I don't actually hate that. I think that's fine. And then maybe in this space here, we can just fill it with some barrels, like a couple barrels like this. I don't think that's awful. I think that's kind of fine, actually. So, here's me, everyone. In terms of sightline, okay, so let's imagine I'm a red door defender. I'm Axiom. I've called 0. Time to fill point. Okay, I'm gonna push up to here. I don't see anything meaningful yet. Nothing meaningful yet. I have to get to about here before I can even start, like, shooting maybe the third team in the back, or if the door defender's, like, running around and stuff. So you have to, like, commit pretty far, which I kind of like. I don't like really long sight lines. I think they're gross. So I think that's cool. And then if we go the other way, DOS boss calls 0 in his door. I guess the bit that's rough about this door is that it's going to be very... There'll be instances where, let's say... I don't know. DOS boss is taking... Oh, where is Seth gone? I need to put that to the back. Seth has gone, like, to, you know, come from this door. He's reloaded. And he's been sneaky about it. And he's just kind of, like, hidden this corner. I could see, let me send that to the back. I can see there being cases where, like, DOS boss in this case goes like, oh, there's no one here, I'm gonna leave. And then Seth goes like, yeah. You know what I mean? That could be a bit cringe. So you have to, like, check that spot as well. I don't know, maybe that's not a bad thing. Whatever, we'll leave it for now. A horizontal wall off that long S wall. You mean this S wall run? Where Axiom is? Like that. I don't know if that really changes anything, but I mean, just make it worse. I don't mind this blue to red right now. I think it's kind of fun. I guess there's also like this part as well. You can do something about that. Barrels. Yes, awesome. Let's do a 4x4 grid of barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is awesome. Can I make that fit? That's so cool. Bring back the dumbbells. Stonk, you were saying you hated the dumbbells, mate. What are you talking about? Flip-flopping on me. Do I want to add a little zigzag in here? Or I kind of want to leave it open. I think it's kind of fine if it's a bit open. It's a bit boring. So let's do a little, add a little zigzag. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't really add anything, doesn't take anything away, just kind of fills the space a little bit. I think that's fun. That looks really tight. Now that I'm looking at that, that looks way too... I guess it is enough. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is enough space. I'll leave it. Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate it, bro. All right. So we got our red to blue. We got half of our red to green. So maybe we do this last half of red to green. And then we'll do the green to blue, and then, yeah. Heights. Like, are we talking... We're talking something like... Oh. Oh, yeah. Let's lock those guys. We're talking like... Jeez. This looks gross. But also kind of funny. That is awesome. That'll be so cooked. That'll be like in like solos specifically. I won't get used in teams, but I'm just imagining like people on either side of these things like not jumping up, you know, popping up and coming back down and stuff. Just straight square. What? There's just like a void in between them that you can't like go between. I like the cross. Yeah, I'm with Darkbreed. Cross is sick, dude. All right. Anyway, I need to get this bloody arena done. So, this is tricky. Start off with this. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're gonna keep using these slightly longer walls just to fill the space a bit better, a bit easier. Pardon. It's not like anyone's gonna actually use this arena design. Let's add a... Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's add a little, I don't know, a well here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then a little. You guys ever get itchy fingers instead of like scratching or something like a normal person? You just bite your finger? Is that just me? I'm just out of myself. Whoops. Normal people scratch them. Apparently, does he? I just bite the shit out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I think the corners are like really hard to do something with, but I don't hate like doing like this L kind of stuff. No, people jump. What are we doing? This enormous space here. I think I want something to break up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, let's just bring this in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. And then we'll do a I don't know, I don't like this alcove thing. That looks a bit nicer. I've just got these barrels for messing around on. And then we go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, that. Oh, that looks gross. And then like something in here to break up the space. More barrels. What an excellent idea. Let's put a dumbbell. We haven't got a proper dumbbell yet. Dumbbell's going in, boys. Boom. Three viewing decks. That's what we need to fill the corners with. That's such an awesome idea. Okay, well let's look at this from a field planning perspective now. So we have some walls up. We've got Fart. Fart is going to be our green defender, and that's going to be Axiom's going to be our red defender. Hello.
I'm a troll.
Who's this?
It's me again.
What's up?
Actually 3 viewing decks. Please. The way that this works on the
in the corners.
Yeah. Dead space for the win, I'm telling you.
I don't hate what I've done though in this. Like, I think it looks fine.
Zoom out. It's just so I don't hate it either, but I think it's unnecessary. Like, I don't think it's gonna get as used.
I mean, in a team format for sure, it's gonna be used less. It'd be more just for like the little sneaky things that people like to do. But I mean, like in like a solos format, or if you play like elimination or something,
true. That is true.
those spaces always get used. And I think that's one of the like almost a challenge of having a big arena is like once you have your bases and your doors, like there's so much space to fill as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's almost like something that's easier about a smaller arena is pretty much you just have your bases, your doors, and then that's it. Like that's your arena. That's kind of what we have at home. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at it from like a field planning perspective. Like this is very mazy.
Very mazy. I think you could get rid of some more. Like look at the stretch between red and blue right now. I think that's like mazy enough, but it's also like what am I looking? What is this X with barrels? Who cooked?
Yeah, those are half heights, bro.
They're half
They're
Oh my god.
yeah. So you have people on either side, like playing bloody, like hopping up and hopping down.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds awesome.
Jesus Christ. Man's really cooked.
Yeah, I think this definitely needs less walls.
Yeah.
I think I'm also fond of. I've been doing like these, like how Adelaide had oh, that's the wrong one. Whoops. Adelaide had like these really long walls to really separate the mids and stuff. I'm trying to kind of copy that a little bit. So we've got a really long wall here to separate that. A really long wall here.
There is no walls in Adelaide. I was just in an elevator, so I couldn't hear you. What did you say? Just like the amount of walls in Adelaide.
Oh, like no, I was saying how like Adelaide 2017 used really long walls to kind of separate the base areas. Like rather than like making it really mazy and stuff, there was just a super long wall. Like particularly the one that like went around the like blue, that separated blue from everything was a very long, uninterrupted wall.
Like this dumbbell just seems like there's just so much dead space. I think.
Yeah.
I think that this is where it could be interesting, where like the long shots could be good to have here, where it feels like you're kind of just making it mazy to make it. Do you just hate long
Just to fill
shots?
space. I'm not very fond of long shots, no.
Even at all, or just like you just would prefer no long shots? The mace could slap for solos, though. This could be like a crazy solos mace.
I think I don't like. I mean, I definitely am not okay with like long sight lines into that give you like vision on a base door, like people trying to go in. I'm fine with long sight lines if it's just vision on the like around a base door, if that makes sense. Like
I've got
like
it.
this for
I've got
like
it.
this for instance. Like this right here is like a pretty long sight line, but you don't have any vision of the base door itself and people trying to go in. You only have
Yeah.
vision on people trying to go like around whatever the door structure is.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't get over this X with fucking barrels on it.
It's so good. It's so good.
I've got it. Just for us, Ryan. Just for law players. Bottom left and bottom right, just have like dead space. That's just the law circles. W.
Oh, that is a fact. Problem literally solved. Holy crap. I think I can make it see-through. Yeah, I can. And I'll make it like a red.
Inbuilt law circles. Holy.
It's kind of cool.
I genuinely think,
Color should
memes aside, having dead space in those bottom left and bottom right is okay, and having them as reloads. I think the weird thing is because how we've done the reloads, the dead space would usually be where the reloads are, so there'd be reasons to be there, but because of how we've done it, it doesn't actually play, like it's not going to be like that at all. Maybe that's why having reloads there is kind of shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, you could do like reloads where we have them and in the corners, but then like you'll end up with red and blue. Green and blue have like 3 reloads they can use, and red, because of the distance, only really has 1.
Yeah.
Which is a bit cringe. But I like the LOR circle idea. That's good. That's good.
Because you could just like wall it off completely, and it would be fine.
Yeah. This is awesome. Alright. Hold on, let me... Where's this guy going? Oh, yeah!
Alright.
Just in place where I put these barrels.
I'm muting for a bit, but I'm just gonna be here.
Okay. This is cooked. But I mean, those barrels and stuff weren't really adding anything, so I think the law circles is fun. Yeah, I don't like what's in this space right now. I don't like this. I like this. I think that's cool. I need something. I guess it's not awful what we had. Got a ripple thing looking thing going on. The run from red to green is insane. The zigzags, yeah, it's still too. It's too zigzaggy for sure. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do. What's another cooked structure we can put in now? Another one of these. Excellent idea. Oh, hold up. Let me get all of it. Oh. Group one, no. Fun group. Group. Nice. This is epic. I think that's pretty cooked sight line, so maybe we make that a little bit longer. That's a bit better. What am I doing? What on earth am I doing? Alright, let's do a little run through. So I'm the red door defender. No one's attacking me. I call 0. Come this way. You can come to here. Maybe get some snipes that way. You could go the other way. Kind of, you'd probably... As long as you got someone to look after this middle area... I mean, you can even have sideline that. You can kind of like push all the way to here kind of safely and then do a little blitzes. That's kind of fine. And then if you're fart, you're here, you call 0, so you go this way. You can then... Yeah, because these are half heights, you can see over that, so that's fine. You can see down this lane, and then you would probably... I don't know, I guess you could... There's a risk where if you go this way, and like a red player happen to go that way, you can miss them, or like vice versa, you go on the outside and they happen to come past you on the inside. But I mean, let's say you get to here, you like check that lane, like... The chances of that happening are pretty slim, if you're careful about it, especially if you're like listening for like footsteps and stuff, but...
I reckon we cooked too much with the reloads.
You reckon?
I think we make it like a no play zone. So the doors, the exiting the doors is still a thing, but you just can't shoot in that area. Like if you die, you can exit there. Just while you're in those, like where the reloads are now at red and blue, you just can't shoot. It's just a no play zone, and then you add reloads to other places. Because I feel like I didn't realize how much it would actually screw up the rest of the maze. Because it really screws with the flow and like like there's so much dead space and stuff. But if there was reloads in these dead spaces, it'd be okay. It wouldn't feel as janky. But I don't know, unless we just commit to the back of base reloads. But
I'm committing to the bit, bro.
You are? All right, I'm here for it.
Because like the issue is, so the dead spaces are in the corners currently.
Yeah.
If you put reloads in those corners, you still end up with red having to go like really far for reloads, and then green and blue having 2
meters.
Reloads.
Yeah.
So like it's not even filling the space that we need filled.
Yeah, I'm telling you, viewing platforms, bro. Just have multiple viewing decks. Sell those shit like Vegas tickets for F1. Just like top dollar. Get front row seats. Can watch the whole maze.
All right. Hold on. Let me.
All these people who watch LSA, they can like pay money to watch laser tag.
Wow.
Have you had like any random non-laser tag people message you directly and been like, I really want to get into laser tag. I've watched a couple of your videos and it seems so cool. Is that a thing that happens?
Nah, I've had like new players from like Europe and America message me and stuff on Instagram, like through the account, but I haven't had non-players.
Yeah.
The closest, I mean, the only interaction we've had with non-players has been on the TikTok comments.
The TikTok comments go crazy. I remember seeing one guy being interested though, and saying like, "Where?"
Yeah, there was.
Start playing.
That's wild.
There's been, of the like thousands of comments, there's probably been 3 people that have been genuinely interested.
Everyone else is just
Uh,
boring.
yeah. I haven't posted anything to TikTok for a while. It's pretty like, you don't realize how time consuming it is, like clipping stuff and like trying to make short form content.
Yeah. Make it look good, make it just like work in 10 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a challenge. And like, you know, we could do like clips from podcasts and stuff, but like going through and watching a whole podcast and like clipping little bits is also like,
Yeah, this is where you have to like, as soon
really
as the
time
podcast
consuming.
is done, you just kind of like during the podcast, if anything interesting happens, just write down the time and then just like
Yeah,
clip it
timestamp.
quickly and just like clip someone talking smack. Some
Yeah.
hot take.
It'd be some really awful take or something. Yeah. No, we definitely should do that. Yeah, just like some way of being able to mark like this timestamp, like this clip there.
Yeah, because that's kind of interesting. Because if people like random people saw that, they'd be like, "What the hell is this man talking about? What is going on?" They're gonna talk shit, but it's like people. It could catch like those 3 out of 1,000. That's pretty good numbers. That's all I'm saying.
Right, that's 3 more people playing laser tag, huh? Yeah, I had this talk with like Butzer as well. He was like, is the TikTok like good? Like there's so much like negative like attention like on the sport from the TikTok, and I was like, well, yeah, but even if it is only like a handful of people out of those thousands of people that start playing, that's still, it being a new sport, it's still 3 more people playing than there was before, so I think it's still worth it.
And any attention's good attention. Let's be real. Like even people just shitting on it. Like people sat there and watched us be weirdos for 30 seconds. Like that's a good thing.
100%. I am in agreement with you. Wax, I only have this green to blue left, and then it's done.
Oh, that's actually disappointing.
What?
I actually enjoy this so much. Like making, I know I've this one I haven't been able to do as much, but like
No, it has been fun. It has been good fun. Even though it's driving me a little bit insane.
you should do like different ideas for bases and stuff. So have it so it's like a 3-door base, like a half height base, something, just like random stuff. Like just try and make it interesting. Like just do it every so often. Just like cook a little bit. To have some
there's
fun.
definitely like heaps more content we can get out of, heaps more streams we can get out of like arena based stuff.
Yeah, remaking, just like taking. You could just do one where it's just Aubrey, like upgrading Aubrey, from my experience or something, and then just like changing what you think needs to be changed. That could be cool.
Yeah. No, that's probably a good idea actually.
Yeah, I need you to start paying me, bro. What is this? I'm just giving you free
Pay
ideas.
you. I'm not even getting paid, bro. You're not getting. If I'm not getting paid, you're not getting paid. Get out of here. I'm getting jack shit. It's all a labor of love.
We just need some like rich laser tag person to just give you a bunch of subs. Who's the richest laser tag person? Surely it's Guinea with all these poker wins. Man has been going crazy.
I don't know how much he's been winning, but you know, maybe he wins some crazy multi-million-dollar bloody high stakes poker thing, and then I'll be getting real cozy with Guinea after that. I don't know. What am I cooking? I need. This tea needs cover from like the snatch from green, otherwise it's like just gonna play how like the front of Hobart blue played, which made it was like really hard to exist in front of.
I didn't hate front of blue, but it was also terrible. Like I think the way that
I didn't hate it. It was just awful.
I think I didn't hate it as much because I didn't play it ever, so it was like it was fine. But I think with how the base layout was, it actually kind of worked because the underspot was so OP against that door. Where I think is if the underspot was less OP against that door, it would actually have been terrible. But I think just the way that the maze was set up, it was actually okay.
Yeah, like if it had been the back door played how the front door did, then blue would have been much easier to get into, right?
Yeah, would have actually been terrible. At the end of the day, I actually think blue was fine. It was just shooting the base that was the issue. If shooting the base was easier, it would have been like actually not a terrible base.
Yeah, no, it was. I think, yeah, it was fine by the end. I think I don't. For me, like, the actual shooting the base should require, like, which there's things like the timing of it and stuff, and obviously your positioning of where you are when you hit it and stuff, but like the actual act of just pointing your phaser at the base and shooting it shouldn't require any thought.
Yeah, I think it can add.
It's like there's
add
so
to
much
it
else
more.
going on.
Like you can do so much more if hitting the base isn't as hard as hitting blue was.
Yeah, you can get like super creative with your base takes, but if it's like you have to like laser in focus just to like hit one shot on a base, then like you're not going to be doing anything crazy outside of that because your focus is already like chewed up.
Yeah.
I agree. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm doing something. I don't know what's going on down here. Need room for my law circle. Okay.
With the outside of it can just be like a ramp into a viewing platform.
Viewing platform. You're so right.
Just so you can stand
This whole
above the
thing
law.
here.
Yeah. Just like the outside of it can just
Wait. Oh, true.
It can just be like some. Dude, I just love. I still remember. We have like money for. What is our thing called? No. SEQATLAA, whatever the hell it is. Like they have money, and we used to. One of the years we didn't have many new players going, so as like a community, we decided to spend the money on like a community trip, and we paid to go to Townsville or Toowoomba, one or the other. I don't remember which one it was. And there was like a site that just got H Pro, and they had like a viewing deck, and it was like it was in the worst spot, but it was the coolest thing. Like being able to go in there and just watch the game. Like it just needs to, like, and I don't know how it was when Brisbane was at Nats, but like Brisbane somewhat has like got like a viewing bubble, but it's in the worst
you got
spot.
something going on.
But like you could have it if it was
you get
planned
to see the
out.
upstairs.
Yeah, if it was planned out, it could actually be like really cool. And like imagine like it's such a good thing for like a parent as well to just go in and be able to watch their kid play and stuff. That's kind of
for sure.
That's just how we got to push it though. It's so good for the public, guys. Public.
I don't just want a law viewing deck.
It's just like
I swear.
the player tracking as well. I genuinely think that's like really good for public as well. Because like imagine like a parent just being interested in what their kid's doing, and you can kind of watch your kid just run around, and there's cameras and stuff, and like all this stuff's there.
Yeah.
It's just like I think it's cool, but I don't know.
100%.
That's how we got to push it. So
100%.
every site gets player tracking.
I think that is when we talk about like growing the sport and stuff. Like one of the difficulties that always comes up is like the spectatorship.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. But if you can have people like on site, like I would actually like stand in spots and watch. It's cool. What do you reckon of this observation deck I've done?
I am driving, so I can't really look. But yes, I believe in you. You got this.
It's good.
I think it looks fun.
It's like a in the corner.
Yeah.
A ramp that leads up to a landing that overlooks a lost circle.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Dead Space is using it for other things is like This is good. I'm here for it.
Alright.
We're ready for everything. We're ready. This maze is ready for a nationals. We can have law for like
I think so.
round 3 and 2 in these circles.
And you wouldn't have issues because they're all on either sides of the arena. You wouldn't have issues of like hearing someone else's pack in the circle next to you.
Yeah, literally.
Like for round 3. Dude, the amount of duels I've lost in law because I'm right next to another circle and I hear someone else and I shoot.
I have no issue
Oh
with
my
that.
God. Really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just dumb.
No, I think it's just like I'm also deaf, so it's kind of like maybe that helps in that instance because I can't hear the further away
Right.
packs,
Yeah, okay.
so I can only hear what's right in front of me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. It's getting wild. Bounce.
Man's gonna upload this on like the LSA thing, and then just a photo of it, and people are gonna like be like, "What the actual hell am I looking at? What is going on? What are these reloads? Why are there law circles?
Whatever, dude.
Why is it Hobart? What happened?"
Why?
No, that's just what they're gonna say. Why does it look like Hobart?
Yeah, look. It is what it is, man. I'm kind of happy with how it's turning out, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm here for it. My only thing
I'm
is
just
like
gonna-
if the green base is too different, that it kind of makes it like the base that always sucks early at Nats and then is better at the end. But maybe that's okay because people have to take time to learn it. But it might just be like the stats will suck. So like green
Yeah.
stats will just be ass for ages, and then when people work out how to do it, it'll be like really good. The good thing about green is I think it would actually be very difficult to dump on. Maybe. It
It's
seems
true. There's so many
things you
many,
could do.
like, places you can be denied from.
Yeah. But maybe that could also mean that having 5 people could make it easier to kind of just like control the green base, but
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, this viewing deck in the corner. You're driving, so you can't see it, but it has to be like you can't play there. It's like only for spectator because it's in the most cooked spot.
Man,
where
it's
you
just
can see,
running
like,
up
the
on the ramp.
entirety of one of the doors.
just get up there, sit up there. Where am I getting shot from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. No player zone.
Yeah.
Spectator only.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy fix.
If it was that good, it could be used for reffing as well. I still want to
True,
do that.
actually.
Like, imagine in the middle of green, where the ramps are, where that wall is. It's like a thicker wall that there's like a ladder that you climb up onto. And then you just on this
Okay.
like, it's like tennis.
What?
Like you're just sitting on this.
Yeah,
big-
yeah. That'd be kind of cool.
And you can just start yelling at people. We'll just become loser force and just have like the packs that you can like turn people by shooting them. Just snipe people from a distance.
Surely they can make that work on like zone.
I just don't think it's good though. Like, surely you accidentally shoot people, especially on like laser
Like
force.
H-Pro.
Like, even on H Pro, like you could just shoot someone behind a wall by accident because they stuck their. Like, I feel like it could be an issue. I think
It
it's
would be
safer,
kind of funny.
but it would also be memes. You're just yelling at people. Oh, hey, that's a covering term. Bzz. Snipe them
Getting
across the
lit
map.
up from some sniper ref.
I'm here for it too, to be honest.
Mm. You're gonna love when you see these bloody observation deck ramp things for law.
I'm keen.
They look really cool.
You could
actually.
also have it so like you could just put one of the X's down so we could play that game mode that the New Zealanders want to play and stuff. The Kiwis want to play with the X's.
Yeah, I mean
You just chuck them
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
in the circles and stuff, and it'd be fun. So many options.
this is such a good arena.
Sparta should just knock down her Aubrey and just make this maze. He's got the space.
Done all the hard work for him. Like.
Yeah. I think that'd actually be
Well,
a really.
this program's doing the thing where it doesn't line up things where we want it to. we.
I actually think that there's a stream of remaking Aubrey, but with small changes, would actually go hard though. Because I feel like a lot of people
And it
would
could
be
actually be,
very
like, useful.
opinionated, especially after like if you waited till Prenats 2, so like then there's all these changes from Prenats 1, and then people are like have a lot of opinions. It could actually go crazy, and people would come in and like. I've got so many ideas on how to fix that shit. Like
I need to write this shit down, bro.
I'm telling you, but you gotta stop. I'm gonna start charging. It's gonna happen.
You can start charging
I
when
am-
we start making money,
I am
dude.
the master chef. I am cooking.
Master Chef. Dart said not to brag, but Sydney has a viewing deck.
What can you see? A beam that decapitates you as soon as you like walk near it. It's got some nice little like soft blue pillow on it, but it's so old that it's like deteriorated, so you can't even like if you touch
Yeah.
it, you just smash your head.
That's so awesome. Was that like at a base entrance? as well, like a door?
I remember it being like near the reloads and stuff.
That's awesome. I can't tell if I'm hearing your indicator or the music. If it is your indicator, it fits perfect.
It's the indicator. I'm home now. I'm gonna get on my computer in a second.
Alright, no worries. One, two, three, four, five. Oh. Wax was cooking with these bloody observation decks, dude. This is sick. This is awesome. Ah, jeez. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's going on here? Everything's been shifted a little bit, I swear.
All right, I'm here to see the masterpiece.
It's really quite good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is what I did for the observation decks.
Oh yeah.
The bottom ones. Kind of cool. And yeah, like I said, like you can't play it, otherwise some
Yeah,
dude's
it'd
just
actually
gonna
be
sit up and like a absolute gremlin, dude. Oh jeez. I have to mess around with this door a little bit. The observation deck. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then and for some reason this. Yeah, I swear, like, I don't know, like, it looks like everything kind of shifted a little bit on the thing. Like, everything's off a little bit.
Yeah, even the reload's like not connected to the wall anymore. It's like the grid.
Yeah,
it's like the
like-
grid move. The program's just fucking with you. That's it.
It's just a shit. Nah, it's fine. It's serviceable.
My only issue with the blue is the doors seem very small.
The entrance to them.
Maybe if you make it wider, it could be more interesting because you wouldn't be. You know how like at 3 it was kind of like having someone good in the middle there was really hard to get out of. But maybe with how you can kind of go around the outsides, it might be more okay here.
Yeah. I think what we need is maybe this. I think you're right. Like this wall needs to be a little bit shorter. I think to really make that the last line has to like reach.
Yeah.
If they're just sitting in that middle spot, they have to reach quite far to tag someone on that side, so they're much more susceptible to like a phaser shot.
Yeah.
I think that's
And it's
reasonable.
fun.
Um,
Very blue and green are like on top of each other, but I think those are nice. Like the only thing is like push for green. Like if they just say like pop, that guy just goes to the right there and just kind of sits there. it's not far to get
Yeah.
to the door. Like you can kind of, the door is right there.
So maybe we do.
I think how you had it was okay. I just think maybe. I don't know actually. Maybe, yeah, maybe do that instead. Just change the.
Just make the entrance like a bit lower. 1, 3, 4. And then we can chug like this
Straight
guy.
one, maybe like a longer straight one. But even maybe that's worse. Actually, that's worse. Wait, go back. Undo. Alright, stop. Oh no. Move that wall. Or I actually don't know. Thing is just the way that that door is. Unless you like kind of blocked it off kind of, but maybe that would just make it 2. I guess if maybe you just if you did that and then no, leave it like that, but then add a wall that's like top facing down, so it's kind of more zigzaggy. So it's like you got to kind of do a little bit more to get there. Yeah,
that.
yeah. So it's not as like quick. It's like more of a commitment. I think that's not terrible.
Yeah, there's enough room as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's enough, just enough room. Maybe I can make it a little bit lower. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I didn't have your stream open. I just opened it, and it's just your forehead, just like close up to the camera. Man is cooking.
Oh, damn. Yeah, okay. I haven't got my glasses on, so I wonder how much I've been doing that. Just like, damn. Forehead cam. Plank was asking, what's the thinking behind the reloads? Do you want to enlighten him, Wax, since it was your idea?
I don't know. I was smoking something that day. No, it's like safe. It was so that there could be an exit door, so like more safety and better exiting in general. People don't know how to exit, and I like the idea of having it there so that the mid play could be better. Axiom, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. Stop the chirping. Like, I think it could be interesting if they're one ways. And that's what we've done, because it makes it so like one door is stronger. Because the reload for the other door is longer. But I didn't realize the consequences of like it being making the rest of the maze a bit scuffed. That's the only issue.
Whack as hell, yeah.
But I think it fixes exiting, and it makes it so that there's like cool, different. Also, we're being different, okay? We're being unique.
We're being a little different. To the back. Boom. All right. I reckon we're almost done, bro. My last check will be like, oh yeah. It'll be. What am I saying? It'll be to look at it from a field pointing perspective, like I'm a door defender and I'm pushing up, and see what the sight lines are like theoretically. And if it passes the tests, then
I just do not like these. What is this mutant thing called? What are we gonna call it? The X's with the half barrel, the half. I don't.
What's
even
wrong with
know.
it?
It's cooked. I can. The way it would play would be so weird. Like, oh my gosh.
it'd be awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. Like tall, I feel like tall people would just use the barrels more, and little gremlin people would be like sitting real deep in the half height, like as low as they can, for like little jewels and stuff. just a space filler, man.
I know. I'm just trying
It
to
has,
imagine.
it has to look. It'd be so cooked. Be so cooked. All right, let me delete these excess walls and shit that we got lying around. I don't need you anymore.
It's looking good.
These guys get out of here.
Like there is some
It-
like crazy ideas, but
It looks like an arena.
yo, leave the 3 law rings alone, bro. It's because you don't like law. Actually, you do like law, don't you?
Jesse's pretty good at law. I feel like you like law, Jesse. Okay. So, what do we reckon? Is there anything that jumps out right away that's like, that's cooked?
I
Bad cooked.
think the green to red is still too mazy. But I think the way you have it is okay. I just think, just imagining how it would be. I think it's,
We can shave off some more. There's a few walls gone.
yeah, just open it up. I think that like, I don't know. Maybe it's okay though. Where would you play if you were on front door red? You would kind of, would you sit on the L, you reckon? I reckon you'd dance around the L.
Yeah, I think you're dancing on like the corner of the L, depending on where people
Yeah.
are and stuff. And I think, yeah, like you've got this panel to save you from like really long, cringe long shots. But if someone commits all the way to here, I think that's fair that they have like a free tag on you. But they've also like left themselves vulnerable to all of these pathways to them. So I think that's fine. But I'm thinking, yeah. So if, let's say I am the door defender here, I've called 0. I'm going to go, okay, I'm going to go field point. So you run out. You know, if you're being thorough, you can check all the ways, I guess. But realistically, you'd probably be coming to like here. You got a bit of a sight line on like, I don't know, let's
Then
say
you
there's
do
a
a
blue
nice
person.
little run.
You know, you can do a little run here, get a couple tags, run back. And I feel like as long as you're paying attention, like like a blue player isn't going to be able to bounce to your base this way without you seeing them
Yeah.
or through there.
And like
So you should
can
be able to catch
see
them.
the nice sight line of like the back of that L there. You can kind of see to the like from no idea to like the view at the top end of the viewing deck. You can kind of see like from
Yeah, you
can see that nice
could see
line.
someone. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you mean. You can see something there. I think that plays fine. It doesn't feel super oppressive. Like you have to commit pretty far. There's not too many like pathways that you have to keep account of that makes it like impossible to push without just someone sneaking past you, like almost guaranteed. I guess the only scary one would be, let's say a blue player in the sweep thing, and then as you're pushing out to here, like they're already in this space, and then they come behind you. But
It's okay. Though.
you've got three people on your team. Like, you know, your red person this other person might see them. Wherever, you know, if you're one of the teams that push out your last line, they might be able to keep track of that. Or if they're just in the base, you know, I think it's fine.
I think it's looking good.
Yeah, and then red to blue. You know, you're probably sitting in this part of the X. Probably this part and this part you would go between. Because like this part and this part is like you just go asking to get shot by someone.
I reckon you could play on the top side pretty well. Like if you played top
Yeah.
side and played like there, and you just have to have good sweep comms and stuff.
Yeah, I think the only issue with the top side is you need to make sure that you're actually like, yeah,
Paying attention.
keeping an eye on the door itself, because it'd be easy to get tunnel vision on like what's happening on this side, and then someone comes through sweep and runs in, whereas if you're on this side, like you can see everything, but you're easy to get shot from sweep and stuff. So. But let's say it's 0 from almost that bottom left X.
Yeah, there is some crazy long shots because that's a half wall. You could kind of shoot over. Maybe not.
So, starting from bottom left X to the red X. Nah.
Oh yeah, that is true. I think that's fine though. Having that like, you see what he means? Like from where you are now, like all the way to back door of red, like on the top right of the X on the right. That's a long ass shot, but maybe that's not the end of the world. It's kind of like
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's kind of there, but like it'd be a very slim shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like you have a wide field of vision, long sight line. It's like you could very easily like someone just running across, you could just miss them because it's very slim. So unless there's someone just sitting here, but anyways, with 0, I'm gonna push up points towards blue. You know, you can come to like here, see if there's anyone, and if there's not, then you can do like a little blitz that way. Do a little blitz this way. You could even like realistically, like if your team's set up on this front door, but they've got like there's lots happening on this other door here. You could, as the person, like do a little run through the sweep, shoot a couple people, and like run back. So I like, you know, you got things you can do. You have to commit pretty far, but I kind of like that.
it's good though. Like,
I think you can have like
the only issue
can help out this
is
front door quite a
green kind of like doesn't have access to the mid as much. You kind of separated. You know what I mean? Like red can go to mid and they can hit green or blue. Blue can go to mid and hit red or green. Where green kind of has to it's kind of scuffed. Where it's like less, it's
yeah,
more
true.
commit. But maybe that's okay. There's always a base that has that, and I think it usually works pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, like Albury Blue, like at Prenuts was like that, right? And then I feel like I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fine. Well, let's look at it from a blue perspective now. I'm the blue person on this door, zigzag door.
I think this
Run from
this
blue
might
to
work.
bottom right corner could be a bit oppressive. So sorry, like from blue to bottom right corner.
Yeah, actually, I get what he means. Like you can just kind of
Okay,
get
yeah.
to the tip
Just
there.
like there.
Yeah, that's. What is that wall doing?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
forgot
just
about
turn
it.
that. Yeah. Boom. No. I guess just make it up and down, Eric. Oh,
Maybe a little.
you
lift
could
here.
make. You
Not-
can make
nothing
where. Oh yeah. Boom. Fixed.
So you have to go like even further now. It's still like good, but
Actually,
maybe it needs a bit more ziggy zag in here or something.
yeah, maybe just add a wall there or something. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think that works.
And then like I don't know that. So you have to do a bit of a zigzag. And then for you to get points, you have to push to like here.
Yeah.
And then put all. Oh. Anyway, okay. I was doing this still, so I'm ziggy zaggy. I'm here. I'll call 0. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go field point. Can run up to here. Get some shots on like the X. You can come down here, get like a. I don't know. I guess you could. This seems like pretty far. I don't know. You can help out someone, your teammate over here a bit. What's going on here? Do a little lunge, come back. You can go through this like your own sweep kind of thing and get some different angles. Shoot some people in like this green sweep. If you want to help out the other door, you have to go quite far, which I think I like. I like being able to help out like your immediate door, but if you want to help like on the other door, it's like you have to go pretty damn far. I like that. So I think that's fine. And then with this guy, I'm sitting on the T, 0, I go, okay, I'm going to push. I go through the ziggy zag. You know, maybe get a couple tags here.
Timing, you could also be
go.
caught off guard as well, which I think is interesting. Like,
Yeah, like if you, as you come this way, like another dude, another dude comes this way.
yeah.
For sure. So have to be careful of that. you also have the option, like, you could choose to go, like, this way instead, I guess, and help that door. It'd be good, but I think, yeah, like, this wall being as long as it is, there is that risk that you're gonna get caught out, you know?
Yeah, which I think
Might
is
be
good.
Yeah, I think it being a good field point door, having that greater risk is probably good. Alright. And then if you're a green dude, Eugene. I'll say I'm this top dude. And I go, okay, I'm gonna go this way. You can kind of see any traffic through here. You can, you know, choose to go like that way or this way. Probably this way.
Surely
I
the
guess.
top dude is the guy who doesn't push. I reckon the top dude just sits in the ramp just there and just like watches
Alright, they
both
just sit in the
ways,
middle.
and then you just have the other inside base guy just sits like, yeah, chatting it out like Ron keeps saying, and then the other guy can just leave.
Alright, so you just, like, you leave to even when you're not being attacked.
Maybe not, but I think green is committing hard. I think it's hard. Green has definitely got the worst pushes for sure.
I mean, this one to, like, blue is pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
let's say I'm the top defender and I go this way, like, I've immediately got shots all the way through the blue sweep.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
take a couple extra steps, I can
Be in the
pretty
mid.
well shut down that door. Again, there's a little bit of that risk, like, as I come to here, a blue player was just, like, come home to reload or something, and he comes around. So there's some risk, but I think that field point's good. The red, the green to red's a bit harder, but that being said, like, again, like, you can come to, like, this kind of area, and you've got this sight line through to here, so if there's, like, blues attacking, trying to set up on the outside of the X, you can get them. You know, you could do a little dash through here to help, you know, just tag the L and then, like, run back. I think it's yeah, it's okay. I think it's fine.
Green
I
definitely.
think we have an arena,
I
mate.
think that's not terrible, except for the half-wall dumbbell bullshit. But
What do you mean?
I'm fighting you on that. That is the big. That's the worst cook here, and there is some
That's-
cooking going on. But Man's got two of them as well.
Look, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I mean, we did the bases. I'm happy with, like, how the bases are. Door defenders all look like they have places they can exist and kind of do things, but they're not invincible.
And you just thought about this, but at blue, you could just stand like on the tip of the reload and shoot the other door. Just shoot through the the third door.
Oh, like you're like here. Shit.
That's the only issue. But if the wall, it's fine.
Yeah, what are there some curse line of sight?
Yeah.
Like from there,
Like
let's make it
all
green,
the
like,
way.
through like there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're also standing in the open, so I don't know. I think that might be fine. But yeah, that'd be cursed.
I'm here.
All right.
I think we've done well.
I don't know if I even want to post this on the thing.
There's gonna be more questions than like answers.
I feel like what the hell's with these reloads? What are these ramps? What are the LOR circles? And what the hell is that dumbbell X?
Which door's the strong door at blue so that they get the crap reload? Or is it gonna be two-way?
Yeah, I don't know if either of them is like particularly stronger than the other. I feel like the snipes from green to blue are more oppressive than the snipes from red to blue. If you're playing on this zigzag, like in this bottom part of it. Yeah, so I guess like probably that top door. But I mean, it'd be a case of like you just have to play it and see how she feels.
I think we've done well. It's a bit cooked, but
No,
done a thing.
it's good. It's good.
Hey, and if people yap about it, then that could get some what's it called? Impressions. Get the impressions up, mate.
What?
You know, like on
Oh,
Twitter,
right,
you
right,
get
right,
the
right. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I understand. Oh, how do I
You having a stroke? You good? Oh no, you got there.
lock? There you go. Because I think we said it was going to be this.
Yeah.
Because I think that other door will be strong. I think the other rule we need to have is like you can't enter the base from the reload
Yeah.
because theoretically you could be active, like not needing a reload
Yeah.
and just walk through and like jump in.
Yeah.
So like,
Aha! Behind
Yeah.
you.
yeah, like that would be pretty funny, but it would not be fun. That's the last one.
This maze map would get
Alright.
S tier, except for the dumbbells. But other than that,
I'm telling you, you just need to play them, bro. You need to play these half-height dumbbells, and you're gonna be converted.
Jesus Christ. I'm here. I like it. Actually looks when I look at it, it looks.
It looks like an actual arena, right?
Yeah.
This is wild. Well, yeah. Well, this has been the Arena Basin design stream. Yes, we will put this onto the tier list stream tomorrow night. So we can tear it apart. Yeah, I don't know. If you guys have any questions in the chat or anything you want to say now, yeah, do that now. And then we'll probably wrap it up because I've been streaming now for 3 hours again. But geez, these streams go for like so, like they go so quick.
Wait, it says 2 hours for me.
That's 3 hours for me.
What the heck?
Well, what's the time? Is it 3?
2:30.
Yeah. Well, it's 3 for me. Yeah. I've been streaming for 3 hours. Yeah. So no, like when I've done like the reviews and predictions and stuff, like they are fun. They're like, I think they're less fun than this, but they can really like the ones that get to like 3 hours, they can really feel like they drag a bit. But this one is like 3 hours just like gone like that. And I'm like, oh crap. Where the hell did that time go?
Yeah,
But
you just talk a little bit about what you want to do, and then start doing it, and then change it. Talk a little bit more. It's just like the time just flows.
it's wild.
People are gonna talk so much shit. Oh god. Yeah, this is on your. This is you, not me. I don't want to see my name on there. All right, thank you.
All right, yeah, sure. Made exclusively by Holmes. No help from anyone else. So yeah, let me look at the Facebook thing. I did post in there when the stream would be.
They're just viewing platforms for LOR. There, you can't go up there. No play zones. Just viewing.
No play zone.
You
No
can
place
you
for-
could ref up there though. Like bottom left door of green, you could ref up there and actually be pretty decent. Even blue, even the blue door could be a good refing spot as well.
Yeah, they're not bad. Not bad for riffing. Yeah, the Zoltak, and I guess we'll include this one, arena tier list with Wax, Runt, and myself, is tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. ACDT. So I'll let you guys do that time conversion yourself. But yeah, tomorrow night, yeah, we're just gonna look at the Zoltak arenas from 2015 onwards, have a bit of a yarn, and if we have time, we'll look at some extra ones, like maybe like the Albury Peanuts one maze map as well, or like the Launton current one. Someone requested we do that. I think it was Lilbo said we have to do it. So
Have to. Have a red
Yeah, so no, thank you very much for joining me again, Wax. Thank you everyone in the chat that's come along for the ride. I'll let you see my big forehead for a moment. Hello. Big forehead. I don't know. I don't think I have anything else to say. These streams have been really fun. I didn't think I was going to enjoy these kinds of streams as much as I have, but they've been really cool. So I would expect to do some more in the future with all kinds of different guests and stuff. And I don't know, could be on any bloody topic. It could be Wax and I arguing about some strategical thing. That could be fun.
Are you just arguing in general?
trying
It's
to-
always fun. What do you mean?
Yes, that's true. That's true.
What is Ron saying? Shoot. Bro, someone from the Y bottom of it. What Y?
Oh, like the Y on this green door is saying like someone could be in the Y, and then they can like shoot people like trying to activate around here as well.
Okay. They can shoot across. There's a lot. I really like green. I really want to play green. Someone needs that.
It looks
Someone
fun.
needs to make it.
Spider. Someone send this a spider.
With-
We're doing the green base.
Just change blue into green base at Aubrey. There's enough space.
But I like blue.
I like blue as well, but
Change green
no.
at Aubrey to the blue design, and then put
Yeah.
our green design where blue is.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Uh-huh. We're cooking. Alright.
You really think Mopar's gonna do that, Ron? I doubt that. Those bases are gonna be like, lock it down. Lock it down.
Plank to answer your question, we're going to be looking at Zoltak arenas from 2015 onwards, and if we have time, we'll do other ones. But minimum the Zoltak ones. Anyway, I said I've been going to wrap this up for like 5 minutes now, so I'm calling it. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been good. It's been fun. And we'll see you for the stream tomorrow night. Arena tier list with Wax and Runt. Yeah. Goodbye.
Goodbye.